Alright, okay, here we go. So, I'm going to have about 2 hours into this guy. Now mind you, I'm making videos while I'm doing this, so I'm not going for a record time. Normally I'd have them all done in about 45 minutes. But because it was first one of the season, taking my time. Now I'm going to do something I'm sort of going to recommend and sort of not going to recommend. First off, we're going to brush them out as nicely as we can. Make sure there's no meatsicles, especially around the chin and all that. They always seem to leave a little bit of meatsicles there. So get all the meatsicles out. Make sure he is 100% dry. And in this case, he's 100% dry. Don't have too much garlic here coming out. Enough. Make sure all the meatsicles are off. And what I'm going to do is clean my area. Can't put that on that. That's alright. But I can put them on there. Metal shavings on there. Probably shouldn't have put my glove on. Okay. So the next thing is to clean that off. Grab this. Just give it a quick wipe so that there's nothing on there. And you can see I got the staples from a previous Beaver on there. I think that guy was a little bit smaller than this guy, and this is the smallest size. I didn't have a stretcher. I thought I had a good stretcher. I think it's over at my buddy's place. So he's probably got my mini Beaver stretchers. So it means I got to make more. So we're going to grab them. Now, before you even comment, I already know. This is probably not the best method in the sense of you're probably better off to use nails doing this, but because he's dry enough, I'm going to try it. So, there, okay, that one's in. That one's in. Get the lip out. Again, don't worry about the lip, you're going to cut it off. Okay, so now that he's there, now what we're going to do is come down here. Do not want to overstretch him. The trick with this, okay, you see this little tab here is to kind of pull the tab out, and you're going to cut that off later anyway, and then pull this out just a bit, and then follow the line. Try to maybe do a little straighter than that. Then where it gets tricky is right here. So here we're going to go like this. Whoop. Okay, yeah. Okay. Why is it not going in? There. See, what's going on? What's going on? So put some good pressure on there. You know, there's a little guy. Just to get through that pelt, eh? What the hell's going on here? Okay. Anyway, I don't know what's going on here. Why is that not going in? Sometimes these boards can be really tough to get into. What's going on there? Something's not right here. Something's not right here. There. Okay. So now I got that. We'll go here. Okay. And we go somewhere around. You want to keep them as symmetrical as you can. Not always possible. The hardest is always right around here, I find. Now, the big one that gets you is right around the front legs. Make sure you got your legs out. Okay. Like so. You can tie them off. Hind legs are a little easier to grab, but I could have fleshed that a little bit better, but again, it's going to be in the spot where you can either cut it out after, or you can try to get it maybe always got like a little bit of a divot right here for some reason. Just the way a beaver is, I guess. And we start coming around about every inch or so. Now I'm going to be cutting off a lot of the staples, so take that staple out quickly. Right, follow them along here. Gotta keep it. Now, normally you'd use nails here so that you can get a little bit more air underneath the pelt, but I'm gonna risk it. So I'm pretty sure he's pretty darn dry. And tomorrow morning, yeah, that's looking. He's gonna be nice beaver oval. He's gonna be nice and solid tomorrow. So again, right around this tab here, don't try to kind of like see the line through it, so that you're not. Because if you come out this way, then what happens is this is what kind of throws you off a bit. Now, if it starts to dry and shrink a bit, and it starts pulling out the staples, don't worry about it too much, because usually by the time it does that, it's dry enough that it's not going to shrink that much anyway. And whatever. Now, you can cut off like all this like rolled edge. I cut that off anyway. Okay, because it doesn't present as nice. And 90% of your fur is graded on presentation, even more so than the actual quality of the fur. Believe it or not. So you have a nice uniform oval, you might get more money for that nice uniform oval than you will for a better pelt that's, jibby jibber jabbered. See, like the legs fairly symmetrical. Now what I'm going to do is always have these things kind of, not going to use those, I'm going to use these. And what I'm going to do is be generous, because tying these things can sometimes be really, really strange if you don't have enough. I like to double loop them, so get your lasso ready. It's like calf roping right now, but with a beaver leg. Is the best way to explain it. So yeah, a nail on a board like that would be better, because you can lift the pelt up a little bit, but mine's going to be drying in like if you were leaving it where it could get damp at night and stuff like that, I definitely wouldn't do it this way. See, that's exactly what happened last time. Okay, so grab this one. Make sure you get right low on the leg there. Don't worry about being too low. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Go one like that. Even one I'll probably do, but I usually do two, just because I can. Use up some of this line. Get him in there. Get him all the way down to the bottom, and then zip. Now you know that leg isn't going to open up. Some people actually just cut out they got like a hole punch, and they just cut this off, because this will actually stick to that. And little wood chips and dust. Make sure get them before they dry, because when they're dry, they will solidify. And that's why I will never use sawdust on a beaver pelt ever again. I made that mistake once. Oh, it cleans all the grease. It does this. You can never get all the sawdust off. And they'll dock you for it. Again, they're trying to make money at this, right? So, and people, they'll low bid. Oh, it's got I got to do all this extra cleaning on it because the guy didn't do a good enough job fleshing. That's not too bad. Trust me. Tomorrow morning when you see this thing is going to be like nice and brown. Get all that off there. You're going to give it a quick scrape with the knife after, just to make sure you got everything nice and clean. So get that in there. You just tie up all four legs. So get your lasso ready. Pull them through. So if you remember the video where I was actually skinning this guy, this is why I was saying cut low on the foot. So you have lots to grab onto here. Sometimes this is really, really tricky, especially when it's really, really, really slick and greasy and whatever. So pull that leg through as much as you can. Right, so now There. And that'll tighten up, right? And you can cut these off when the pelt's completely dry. Cut them off, it looks a lot better. Then you get rid of all the you know, the nub, and it just looks like a nice little, kind of like a little flower thing on it. It actually looks good when you trim them up. So I probably could trim that a little bit lower.